Very warm welcome from Team ICSI on this webinar, that is Personal Branding and Positive Attitude. This is a part of our Reinstate Women Right webinar series. And today is our 1538th webinar, a series that has started way back when the start of pandemic and during the lockdown period from 25th March. And we have now moved on to 1538 webinar till date. And this is a very remarkable series of webinars that we have conducted. And we are very thankful to all the participants and the viewers, those who have supported us with all their love and all their humbleness and greetings that they are giving every day to us through their webinar, through their emails, through their WhatsApp messages, and on the live chat also. So let's begin today's webinar also, and it is going to be very interesting session, I must say, because we have our distinguished guest speaker, Madam Clara, and she is learning and development trainer. So before I hand over the platform to ma'am and I invite her, let's just go through few slides of ICSI, and then we will be with Clara ma'am, and she'll be talking on personal branding and positive attitude. So first of all, let's see what is the significance of 15th April, as we have a small gesture with every webinar that we will be focusing on the importance of that particular day. Today is 15th April and it is celebrated as Good Friday also. Today is Good Friday and I wish everyone a very good Friday. We know the significance of the day and we wish everyone that they will get the blessings of Jesus and everybody will live in peace, happiness, and brotherhood. So moving ahead, apart from Good Friday, there is also today, 15th April is celebrated as Himachal Day. Himachal Pradesh has been came into existence as a province of India on this day in 1948. And also a very important thing that today is World Art Day. And why 15th April is dedicated for World Art Day? That is a simple thing to tell, because there is a very famous artisan, the painter, Leonardo da Vinci, and his painting, Mona Lisa. So his birthday is today. So on his birthday, UNESCO has dedicated this particular day as World Art Day. And very rightly, somebody has said that art washes away from the soul the dust of everyday life. We even have seen that whenever we are doing some painting or some creative work or artistic work, we are totally into different world. We are away from all our depressions, all our anxieties, all our worries, and we are in happy mood. So just bring your creativity out of you and enjoy each day of your life. And with this, we'll move forward. ICSI welcome you all once again, making education relevant in all its aspects. And International Chamber for Service Industry is not only linked with the NRIs, the non-residential Indians, Indian diaspora across the world, but is also dedicated and is focusing towards service industry. And we are very thankful to Colonel K.C. Menon, sir. He's our regional advisor, South India. And with his efforts, we bring you every week this particular webinar and interactive series with our eminent guest speakers for Reinstate women rights on different aspects of women empowerment, and particularly related with education, skills, and youth empowerment. We believe that education can only contribute towards Atmanirbhar Bharat, because when a person, when a child when a human being in a true sense is empowered with education in all aspects, whether skills, whether jobs, whether entrepreneurship, startups, his or her health, and all the social issues that to bring, only then they can create or they can contribute towards Atmanirbhar Bharat. And that is the milestone that we have kept, teachers and youth empowerment. And we believe that this trio, that is education, skills, entrepreneurship, MSME, Shiksha, Kaushalta, Udyamita, can bring India its glory back as Atmanirbhar Bharat and Vishwaguru Bharat. And no doubt, each and every aspect of our society should and will be contributing towards this initiative. But the essence will begin from women, because behind every growth, I think women plays a very important role, and heads off to them for this. We are proud to say that our organization and the vision of our Director General, sir, has led to the starting of first finishing schools dedicated for services with the skills. And when we talk about skills, not just one part of skills, but every skill in totality, whether it's life skills, soft skills, hard skills, technical skills, everything is included in this. And it was being carried out physically before pandemic, and during pandemic it has gone digital. And we have trained so many youths and teachers that is on your screen for education, empowerment, and entrepreneurship, and we are proud onto that. And as I have told that during pandemic, it has gone digital, so it becomes e-Gurukul Inspirational Lab, and that inspiration should not stop. That training should not stop. That skills development should not stop. Though the mode can change from physical, from on ground to digital. So offline and online, whichever mode, the inspiration should be reached to each and every person, and especially the young generation. And also, we have started a campaign, our dedicated efforts towards preparing global educators, because especially during post-pandemic period, we believe that teachers need to develop some kind of an inclination towards global empowerment, global skills, and that should not be limited to one particular field of employment in teachers, whether the language teachers, but it should be incorporated in each and every teacher, whether a primary school teacher, a middle school teacher, senior secondary, or higher education professors, educators, everywhere, and not just in teachers, but other administrative staff. So whole in entire education ecosystem to making education contributing towards sustainable living. And also these efforts are directed towards Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav that we are celebrating, and this is the Amrit Kal that we are going through, because we are completing 75 years of India's independence on 15th August 2022. So all these things are there. And tomorrow, this is just a glimpses of our another programs that we will be focusing on later part of the week. That is tomorrow, you will have your global wellness and health tourism through Ayurveda webinar at 7 p.m. And after that, we'll take you to Northeast India, and Northeast India youth will be going to talk with Professor M.M. Pant to share their views, their questions, and their queries on attributes of a successful self-learner. So do join us tomorrow. And again, just to quote that whatever human mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. So let's come together and make education and skills relevant. Keep writing to us on the email ID given and WhatsApp us on the number. Your suggestions are truly, truly valuable for us, and we can bring more changes into our programs, into our webinars, into the different aspects of it with your suggestions. So proudly saying that we have completed till date 1,537 webinars. So do like, share, subscribe, and view our channel and give your valuable post on live chat as well. And with this, now I am inviting, let's put your hands together to welcome Madam Clara and to talk on personal branding and positive attitude. We welcome you, ma'am, and thank you for coming on our platform. A very good evening to you.
Thank you. So good evening to one and all present here. I'm feeling amazingly enchanted to welcome you all to this webinar. And I'm loaded up with incredible pride to coordinate with ICSI. Thank you, Chaitra.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah. So I hope it's time for us to get started with this content or the purpose of the day.
Yes, ma'am. To begin with, if we can get a brief introduction of yours with your own true self, and then we'll come on to the subject.
Yes, sure. So I am Clara, and I'm the one who is going to talk to you for the next 1 hour. And I'm sure I'm going to blow up your mind with the capabilities that you have in yourselves to help you find it. So I'm basically a trainer, a professional trainer on soft skills and leadership. I've trained 1,000+ students and corporate professionals, and I love enjoying and doing this. So apart from this, I'm an aeronautical engineer, but the money that I earn from my company or the office where I'm working gives me a pocket full of money. But the work that I'm doing here as a passion, as a trainer, as absorbing the negativity around the people is giving me pocket full of happiness. And that's the reason I'm here today. And I'm glad to be in the middle of you and to put out my words in midst. Thank you.
Wow, ma'am. And from an aeronautical engineering to skills, that's perfect blend, I think, because they have a super different kind of a vision, skills. So please, we once again welcome and we'll start this topic.
Yeah. So have you ever noticed how some people just walk into the room and light up the entire place? And have you always wanted to be like this people? So it's time for a new you, a very magnetic and attractive and more confident you. And in today's webinar, I'm going to share you the secrets, very simple secrets to be the new person. So let's get going. I hope you're all ready for it.
We are.
Yeah. So to start with, I'm just going to tell you the names of certain brands, okay? So I thought of sharing some of the products, images. I thought of sharing screen, but I think it would be better if I read out the names of them. What do you think about Audi car, Canon digital camera, Royal Enfield bike, or Rolex wristwatch? What do you think is common between the product shown or the product that I have talking about?
So it's the brand, the quality.
Okay, nice. That was really a smart try. Yes, although they are all different kinds of products, they have one thing in common between them. And the most common thing that is shared by all the given products is brand and image. Yes, am I right?
Yes.
Yeah. So all the given products have a very good branding and image in the eyes of the customer. Each of the products has an established and a reputed brand image, such as trusted brand or their own identity, quality, and loyalty. So it has certain characteristics associated with its brand name. These are the same characteristics that draw the customers of these products to buy them. So now let's talk about certain people who have their own brand, personal branding for their own self, their lifestyle. For example, Princess Diana, Mother Teresa, Michael Jackson, Steve Jobs. So what do you think is common among these people?
if you allow, can I communicate on behalf of the audience, because they are on YouTube live chat? So,
Yeah,
so
sure.
I'll be the intermediator between the audience and
Yes,
you.
yes.
So it's their different approach towards life.
Okay. So,
And
almost, I think you must have
their
guessed it right.
personality.
Okay. So, yes, although the given people belong to different fields, the one thing in common between them and the one thing that is shared by all the given people is their brand. The branding that is associated with human beings is known as personal brand. So it's important that you understand that branding and image building is something that is not only limited to the products and companies, but can be applied to human beings also. So what do you think is each person's brand shown earlier? For example, I spoke about Princess Diana or Michael Jackson. Their brands.
Yes, they are brands. And Princess Diana is something that every girl want to look onto her, and her social etiquettes and manners, they're really inspiring. And as far as Michael Jackson, he is such an hard working person that he has transformed his life into something very wonderful aura.
Mm, absolutely right. So, to understand and know a person's brand, you should think about what is a single idea that comes to your mind when you think about that person. So, the single idea is the brand and image that a particular person stands for.
Yes.
Now, think about each person's brand from your own perspective. Okay, so I spoke about Princess Diana. So she is the people's princess. So the moment I say Princess Diana, the first thing that comes to your mind is the people's princess. And when I talk about Mother Teresa, it's humanitarian. And Michael Jackson, king of pop, and Steve Jobs, the best innovator of all. So you can understand that a personal brand gives information to the world and the people around you about your character, your abilities, and your performance. So a personal brand helps you to create expectations in the minds of other people about the particular person. So, how to build this? How can you have a personal brand? In order to build a personal brand, a person has to undergo a definite personal branding and image building process. Okay, when I tell process, people might be wondering, is it a huge process? Do we have to do a lot of things or many things to comes under this? No, it's
Yes.
very simple and it's also very easy when you are really determined to build one. So let's learn about personal branding and image building in detail. I want to give a very brief introduction about personal branding. So Tom Peters was the first person who introduced the term personal brand in 1997 in the book called The Brand Called You. Okay. So personal branding is the process of creating a powerful, a well-defined, and a positive idea about an individual that will come to mind whenever any person think of that particular individual. So this public perception of a person's personality, their skill, or their values. Hence, you can understand that this brand is what the individual stands for. His values, abilities, and the actions that others associate with him. So here this brand is created and designed to act as a professional altar with the aim of influencing other people's perception about you and to turn that perception into opportunity. So when I tell the audience about personal brand, what are the things that an individual should have? There are four questions which you should ask to your mind or to yourself. Who are you? What you do? And what makes you unique or different from others? And how do you create value for your target market? The tangible and intangible characteristic of a personal brand are managed through image building.
Ma'am, can you repeat those questions once again?
Yes, sure. I would be happy to repeat it. The questions are as follows. Who are you? What you do? What makes you unique or different from others? And how do you create value for your target market?
Thank you.
These are the 4 questions. Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. So there are few of the reasons why it is important for everyone to create a personal brand for themselves. You're already branded by other people. So it is better that you control the image that others hold about you by consciously branding yourself. And also, studies have proven that lasting impressions can be created on a person in less than 30 seconds. It doesn't take years, it takes only 30 seconds. And your personal brand can help you create that impression. The impression that you make in 30 seconds can build your brand. Each and every person is in a way self-employed, where he has to act as an entrepreneur, a marketer, a salesperson, a solution giver. So we have a lot of women who are so highly motivated, who are phenomenal and with a lot of indomitable will to grab their positions in this highly competitive world. So you cannot reach greater heights by just focusing on competencies. You can use personal branding to powerfully convey your value to the people you want to work with and who can influence others to work with you. So your brand can help you to highlight and emphasize on your positive skills, your traits and capabilities, and convey the same to the other people. So it will also help you to grow your reputation to a higher level of awareness and publicity, and it will help you to stand apart and separate yourself from the crowd. And that's what we are all here for, right? We want to stand apart and set an example to the entire crowd and light up the entire world and create a greater impact. So that can be done only with self-personal branding. So this branding can prove to be the shortest route to communicate your crucial idea to your target audience. Definitely, this is going to be the best track or the best trait that you should have. So you should first of all identify your strengths and then consciously focus on them for your personal brand success to help and minimize the impact of your weakness. So the main aim of branding is to differentiate an individual and their services from their competitors. So it will establish an emotional connectivity with your client and from client perceptions to our individuality. So how does this personal branding management play a crucial role to form this personal brands? It's by their matter. So what is the matter? As I told you, these 4 questions will help you to understand who you are, and that is what your stand for. So the personal brand that you express on your behalf is what people believe. So you need not wait for people to validate you. Instead, you stand there, grab your position, and you validate yourself. You keep your standards high, and people come to you by the work that you do, the actions that you have, and advocate for the brand and image that you have created. So when you remain loyal with full of integrity and a lot of ethical values in you, which you built, they automatically come back. Okay. So now the factors which are involved in personal branding are very simple and very easy. So the first thing is your physical appearance. Second, your family environment. Third is your feedback. And fourth is your self-belief. So your physical appearance and your self-belief plays an important role. So when I talk about self-belief, what do you understand by this word self-belief?
Believing in self.
Okay. So can I hear a synonym for it? Self-belief and a synonym.
Confidence.
Yes, you're always on the right track, Chaitra. I'm telling you. So now, self-confidence. That is what I was expecting. That's the word that I was expecting to hear. Self-confidence plays a crucial role in helping to build a strong personal brand. So it is the belief that you can successfully perform a desired behavior. And it can be built by never getting negative about yourself. So different traits in a person will help shape their complete personality. So when I say personality, it has a formula, okay, a simple equation. personality is equal to qualities plus abilities plus weakness. Okay, it's not just strength, it is qualities plus abilities plus weakness. So this personality will play a vital role in building a personal brand because it is the complete personality of an individual which differs every for every person. So it is important that a person should create a value for himself or herself to build a strong personal brand. So I believe that I have certain values in myself. That is, I cultivate certain values to build a strong personal brand in me. So, for example, honesty, commitment, loyalty, comparison, coordination, and sincerity. So, these are some certain examples or certain traits or values that you should cultivate in yourself. So, the habits that shape
Ma'am, you have gone, your mic is muted. I'm sorry.
already have the habit to cultivate. A person may practice and cultivate different good habits. For example, concern for time of yours as well as others, and sticking to schedules, planning and organizing, reading before retiring to bed, and never postponing things, keeping track of current trends, early rising. So these are certain habits which you should inculcate. So, what is the meaning of self here? Self means the essential qualities which distinguish one person from another. So, it's the individuality of a person. So, understanding oneself is the key to effective personal branding. There is no replica for
Ma'am, muted.
Pardon?
Sorry, you got muted. Now it is perfectly fine.
Okay. So, can there be a replica of yours?
On a lighter side, I would like to say that I have heard that every person has 7 similar kind of a person in around the globe. So,
Okay.
but that was on the lighter side. But yes, everybody is unique in her or himself.
Yes. So, everybody, they have their own individuality. So nobody can be you. Even if there is a person like you in terms of appearance, I can definitely say they will not have the same qualities that you have. So understanding oneself is the key to effective personal branding. Now, take some time to understand yourself. First of all, there are certain questions which I should ask you. Have you ever spent time thinking of your own self? You should understand yourself first to be able to build a strong personal brand. Always the night before you go to bed, sit back for 2 minutes and answer certain questions. Do I like myself? Will others have a good image on me? Have I built that? What is my self image? What do others think of my self image? Is it true or false? Who am I? Who am I going to be? So, we as individuals are always comparing ourselves to others and find something nice about others. It's very common. But do we take time to think of our own self and try to find out and understand what is good about our own self? People always like when you portray your real self and be the real you. This is because studies have found that replicas don't sell for as much as the genuine. Yes, there might be a lot of replicas, but it doesn't sell for as much as the genuine or original brand, right?
Right. Ma'am, here, can I put one question, if you allow?
Yes.
Yeah. So you said that we have to analyze ourselves, but don't you think that if a person is, suppose, let's say, negative, and he has some kind of a negative virtues in him or her, can be biased while thinking that, no, I'm perfect, I know what I'm doing, I'm right, let the world think in any manner about me?
Oh, see, definitely there is no person who is born all perfect, and everybody, or each one of us have our own flaws. But the only thing that we can do is to embrace it.
Right.
Embrace the flaws that you have in you. but make sure that doesn't put you down. Make sure that is not dragging you from the position that you are. It should always be like you embrace your flaws, which means you don't hate yourself for your weaknesses. Instead, you try to overcome those weaknesses and the insecurities that you have within yourselves and convert those weaknesses into strengths. Over
Yeah.
time, you give yourself a time, keep a deadline. Okay, you can even form a Gantt chart. Okay, and form it. And over time, you have to convert your weaknesses. You have to build from your weaknesses. That's where we grow, right? We have to build ourselves from the weaknesses. We have to come out of it and come out as a bigger, like, more stronger person. And
Yes.
all those who have done great works, all those who have given wonders and remarkable life that they lived here on this world, all the greatest people are common humans like us. They weren't of exceptional cases, but their minds were. So here the mind plays the major role. And that's the reason you got to talk to yourself. Visualization comes into this place actually. The more positivity that you have in yourself, this world, I can say, it's very simple. Okay, this world is a magnet. Okay, it's filled with waves, frequencies. Now I'm not getting into science. Okay, so I'm just talking in general. So it has waves, it has magnetic fields, and your brain is the magnet. What you think is what you attract. So you keep thinking bad about yourself, you put yourself down, and that's what the world is going to give you as well. So that's the reason people tell watch your thoughts, because that's what is going to become actions. So if your thoughts are positive, if it is filled with energy and enthusiasm, definitely the actions will be of the same. The output will be as powerful as your thoughts are. So you
Yeah.
can come over the weaknesses with the thoughts that you have in your mind.
Right. And right now, your energy, the way you are telling us, that is working as a magnet, and that is attracting us towards you. So heads off to your energy, ma'am.
Oh, thank you, Chaitra. I'm very I get more energized when there are attentive listeners like you.
Thank
Okay.
you.
So
Ji.
now, so the importance of learning about self, that is what I was talking about, because I told you the replicas don't sell as much as of the original copy. So we have to learn about ourselves to be able to better portray ourselves to other people to build a strong personal brand. We will have self-esteem and happiness. As a brand, it is important that we understand ourselves and we need to know.
Clara, ma'am, you are on mute.
So the first thing is know. Chaitra, am I audible?
Yes, now you are audible. In between, you got on muted mode. You're still on mute, ma'am. Yes, now you are fine.
Okay, yes, thank you. So, know what you want. So, what's your purpose in impressing others? So, in order to persuade others, you must have the end in mind, right? It is not like you go endless. You should always have an end in your mind when you are trying to persuade others. So, know what you want. The second strategy is to impress. Impress others through your charm and speech patterns. Remember that people want to work with someone they admire and respect, the most important quality that we look up for. We always would love to work with people who are really charming with their speech and their attitude. And the third strategy is to give value for money. Money is always a motivator. There is nobody in this world who says, "Ah, no, I don't want money. I'm okay with it." No, nobody, because we all require money. It may be the easiest and quickest way to get what you want, but your services should give them their value for money. So if you're trying to build your brand, The services that you provide should give them the value for their money. That is the third strategy. And the fourth, reason with them. Explain your position. Focus on the answer to their question. What's in it for me? Than trying to just come up with uh, uh, your own ideas or anything. Always try to focus on the answer for the burning question of your clients. And then compromise. Getting someone to do what you want often involves communication and negotiation. So this is where you can take, I will scratch your back and you scratch mine. That's okay. Okay, that's what we call. I'll scratch your back and you scratch mine. Compromise. So I'm going to do the best and you got to do the same. So communication is the key to branding. Clear and effective communication will lead others to view your point, and it will help you to remain consistent so that you stay on the course and you choose regardless of the consequences. And if you flip-flop, it is sure way to destroy any personal brand you might develop. So be an expert. Whether you like it or not, people respect authority figures. When you become the expert, you have the power of branding on your side. And if you want to be able to impress people, then you have to be able to listen. Active listening is a part of effective communication, which is essential to impress those around you. So if you speak with confidence, people will trust your advice. This makes it easier to impress others to see things your way and speak using powerful and emotionally charged words. And if you want to impress others, they have to like you. So if you show a genuine interest, and if you really show that you care about your clients, your customers, and people will love your brand. So people love, if you are a brand there, then definitely people will love you. If you can brand yourself as the go-to man, others will spread the word about you. And that's more impressive. The moment people start spreading your name, that's where you're growing. So you're more likely to be heard if you're respectful of others. And people assign more values to objects and opportunities that come in limited quantities. So don't try to impress others too often. So if you do so, it won't seem genuine at all. So use scarcity. So using scarcity can be one of the easiest steps. And then understand the other's point of view. Demonstrate that your brand image and your point of view will also reflect their beliefs and their viewpoints. It may take several tries, I understand, but you got to be patient. That's the key, yet persistent. So when you're admitting that you're going down, or if you're going wrong, admit it. People will remember you being fair and honest. That's fine, because research facts and arguments prove that your point of view and your point of admitting things in with honesty will strengthen your brand. So that will help you to highlight. Most importantly, be positive, because with a sunny disposition, you cannot bring them hope. Definitely no. So you should always impress people with a positive attitude. So when I spoke about the self confidence, this is all about self confidence. And the other important factor that would affect your personal branding is your attire or your physical appearance. So that comes. So Chaitra, what do you think physical appearance is?
Physical appearance is how you look, like what is your appearance, like how you get dressed up. Is your hairs are neat or not? Is your like your eyes should not be showing that you have not slept all the night. Like you should be presentable. That's what the thing is.
Okay. Yeah. So when we talk about physical appearance, the first thing that we look in a when we meet a person is their eye, their shoes, and most importantly their dress. Even if we even if we bring a person who's well educated with more experience, extensive experience, but who is not dressed well, who is not ironed their shirt, or who is not well groomed, we would definitely not give them the same respect to the person when compared to the person who is well dressed with lesser education or lesser experience, right?
Mm-hmm.
That happens because yeah.
Sorry to interrupt. But if you allow, can I put one question here?
Yes.
Yeah. So, ma'am, when we talk about appearance, so is it true? Many times people say that first impression is the last impression, but many of them says that it is not true. And we cannot judge for people just because they are not dressed up in a proper uniform. They can be super intelligent in their minds, but they have a very normal kind of affair. So there are
Okay.
two questions in that. So is the first impression the last impression, and how to judge a person with the attire?
Okay. So I have to tell you, it might sound a little funny as well, but the is there is there a chance for second chance to make a first impression? Is there a second chance?
Can be.
No, I'm asking you, is there a second chance to make a first impression?
Okay. For the first impression, there is no second chance.
So you understand how important it is, because the things that you do not have a second chance, why people tell that first impression is the last impression, is because according to the studies, 75% of the impressions that you make with the person for the first time will last in their mind, will last in their mind. So that is the only reason why people tell your first impression should be best. And who knows, if you're the moment you make your first impression, for example, I would be highly interested in working for a company, and I do not know, I accidentally meet a person who is the CEO of that company. So the impression that I make can grab me a greater opportunity. Why would I let go of an opportunity without being properly prepared and well groomed?
Can you just repeat what you just have said just now?
Yes. So the impression that we make for the first time will last. 75% of the impression will last. And that 75% of the impression will depend on your power pack dressing and your tonality, that is your voice, and then the way you address or present yourself. The reason why I'm telling you this is because there are many, I have my own example. Way back when I started my training, I was sent to an interview. Okay, I was sent to an interview in Noida. So I just walked in. I saw a man who was really tall with a very good personality, and that was when I just did my completed my graduation. But I went straight into the room, and he asked me to sit. He just asked me two questions. What's your name? I said Clara, and he was like, "How was your journey?" I had to travel from my native. I said it was good, sir. And he told, "You can get back home. We'll put your mail." Post 1 week, I got a email that I have my first training was for SJRC Women's College, and I was surprised. For 2 years, I was in the company, and I was surprised because I didn't know the reason why he selected me. And after 2 years, we had a gathering. All the trainees, we had a small gathering. I went to him. I was like, "Sir, I do not know if you remember me." He said, "Yes, I know you, Clara." You know the butterflies that you get in your stomach when the chief knows you, when there are thousands of trainers and he still remembers you. And I just asked him one question. So, what is the reason? Why did you even select me? Because you didn't ask me any questions. There was no demo. What is it? So he told, the moment you extended your hand, you extended the hands of friendship. So I could see the firmness in your hand, and the way you presented yourself that day made me feel that you have the capacity to face thousands of audience. The firmness in your hand and your power packed outfit.
Great.
So this is how little changes can get you great chances. So that's the reason I tell people, never miss an opportunity. We never know what is next. Why do we have to miss it, right? So that's
Right.
the reason we should always be prepared. There's nothing wrong in being prepared. And when you dress good, you feel happy about yourself. You feel more confident. Yeah. Oh, but another simple example, Chaitra. So let's imagine you are a student. Okay, just
Right.
imagination. You are a
Yes.
student, and you have an important special class to be attended, and your principal says you have to attend it If not, you're not going to be allowed to write exam. But you
Okay.
have your brother's wedding, own brother's wedding on the same day. You know that both the things are important, but you do not. But you have to attend the special class, and unfortunately, your college has a uniform.
Okay.
You show up to your college to the classes with the uniform, and you go to the convention hall where your brother's reception is going on, and you didn't have enough time to change your dress or to dress up well. So you straight away go to the reception hall with the uniform. There are
Right.
same relatives, there are same friends, there are your parents, your brother, your everybody who is well known to you. But still you hide behind the pillar, or you just go hide behind your mother, and you definitely will not flaunt like Deepika Padukone or Priyanka Chopra. Yes?
Right.
Is it because your face features have changed? Or what is it? It is the dress. It is the dress that is making you uncomfortable. Because when you dress accordingly, when you dress according to the occasion, it gives you more confidence. On the other hand, if you had enough time, you wore a beautiful lehenga or sari, you would have definitely flaunted the entire hall, right? Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
So that's the power of dress. The dress code sets a standard, and it helps you behave well groomed, and also it gives you more confidence. That's the reason why we tell dress code is important.
Right. Right.
Okay.
That's
So
right.
now let's get back to the content.
G.
Yeah. So when we talk about branding here in terms of profession, so professional dress code standards are important in personal branding, because it is important that you look and behave as a very highly trained and well-groomed professional in order to gain the respect and honor of seniors or your clients and portray a strong image. And the manner in which you dress will also play a big role in your professional career. So the dress code of its employees is a part of the culture of the company. So you should dress carefully, keeping in mind that the client's company or culture while meeting anybody. Some of the company will prefer a business casual approach, while others companies will require a business professional dress code. So accordingly, you have to make your mind. So never wear at the certain one, simple tips for girls. Never.
Ma'am, you are muted.
So you should never use such things. All the accessories such as jewelry, scarves should coordinate with your business attire. It should not be flashy, or it should not be with large jewelry pieces. And also never wear jeans with athletic apparel or athletic footwear, and avoid t-shirt with slogans or offensive t-shirts. This is for men and women both in common. And then apart from this clothing, it's also very important for to have a good mindset, and that's where positive attitude plays an important role. Are you all eager to know what this positive attitude actually is?
Yes, we are.
Okay, so without taking much of your time, within I'm really very sad that we are left with very less time, but I have a lot of things to share with you.
No, ma'am. You please go ahead. We want to listen to you. No problem.
Yes. So first of all, what is attitude?
It's the way we react to something.
Okay. So I think in simpler terms, I can call it as a mental position of the way you think.
Yes. Okay.
So this attitude is a very little thing, but that makes a big difference. It's a very little thing. So the choice of attitude can decide the outcome of your entire life. Whenever you're in a conflict with someone, there is one factor that can make the difference between damaging your relationship and deepening it. And that factor is called as your attitude. If this is attitude, then what is positive attitude? Positive attitude is it just has three components: cognition, affection, and behavior. Let's take an instance. I'm working in a company. So cognition of a positive attitude about my job should be like this: my job is interesting. And the affection should be like, I love my job, I love doing this. Behavior, I will go to work early with a smile on my face, not with a grin attitude. So
Right.
these three things will affect your attitude. Cognition, that is your thoughts, affection, feelings, behavior, which is the action and reaction that you have for a incident or situation. So attitudes are not inherited. Luckily, it's not inherited, and it's the outward manifestation of your inner values and beliefs. And these are some things which you can develop over time. As you grow, you watch the significant people around you behaving in a particular way, and you're being told to cherish certain things than others, and you learn from your teachers, and you come to value certain things. But the positive attitude that you have will be the state of mind that is well worth developing and strengthening. You'll understand when you're positively fueled, because that attitude will admit you into the mind or the thoughts or words or images that are very conducive to growth, expansion, and success alone. You can see situations or as opportunities or failures, like how they say you can see the glass of water, you can see it as half full or half empty. It is left to you. A hot summer day may be beautiful for some person,
Uh,
department meeting is either interesting for somebody and boring for somebody else. So now I'll give you a small example. Okay, there were two persons, one named as Alex and the other named as James. Am I audible, Chaitra?
yes, ma'am, you are.
Okay. So Alex applied for a new job and James applied to the same job too. Okay. Alex had a self-esteem which was very low, and he was sure that he was not going to get that job and believed that other applicants are better than him. On the day of the interview, he got up late, discovered that the shirt he had planned to wear needed ironing. He went out wearing a shirt full of wrinkles. During the interview, he was tensed and distracted, which made it difficult for him to focus on the interview. He materialized his fear. That was his. On the other hand, James, I told you that he applied to the same job. He was sure he would get the job. He often visualized himself making a good impression and getting the job. In the evening before the interview, he prepared the clothes he was going to wear and went to sleep a little earlier. On the day of the interview, he woke up earlier than usual and had ample time to eat breakfast and arrive before the scheduled time. So he got the job because he made a good impression. On the other hand, Alex didn't get the job. So, what do we learn from these two stories? Is there any magic that employed here? Is there any magic that employed James here?
Uh, it's his positive mental framework.
Okay, yeah, you're right. There was no magic at all. Both belonged to the same college, they were from the same background. But the attitude, when the attitude is positive, we entertain pleasant feelings and constructive images. So this brings more energy and happiness. The whole being broadcast goodwill, happiness, and success. So remember one thing, positive and negative thinking, both are contagious. Both. The positive thinker sees the invisible, feels the intangible, and achieves the impossible. So it will increase the chances of your success and will give you self confidence and will give you the strength to deal with the challenges. So it's quite common to hear people say, think positive, be positive. So most people don't take this word seriously. How many people do you know who stop to think what is the power of positive thinking? Let's understand the power of positive attitude, because it is something which gives you an inner strength, and it will surmount any challenge, and it will give you the ability to inspire and motivate others and help you achieve the happiness and success. So positive attitude is one of the key ingredient in healing. But we also have certain factors which will affect your attitude, like others people's behavior, changing environment, your past experiences, negative worldview, or negative work environment. So when I say changing environment, the only person who always likes change is a wet baby, right? The only person who likes change is a wet baby.
Right.
Why does change affect our attitude? Because we always are not prepared for changes. We think, oh my God, it's going to change. I'm not prepared. I think I'm going to fall. I think I'm not ready for it. But we should love to change in a better way, change ahead, because it will challenge our paradigms. It alters the way we think and it makes life more difficult for a while, but better for a longer term. Yes, I understand it can cause stress, but it is an ongoing fact of life that you should accept. So, changing environment in that particular situation, you should always be positive. And then the past experience will affect the attitude. Things that have happened in past sometimes become more powerful than present. All of us would have experienced this, each one of us. But the good news is that it is you who empowers past experience and its effect on your attitude. The control and the key and the master of it is with you. You are the master. And then the determinism theory. The determinism theory is nothing but due to the law of effect of your grandparents. Okay, your grandparents might have told, okay, my parents did this to me, my upbringing was this, so I am like this. Or my spouse, my boss and company, these people are like this to me, so I am like this. So this theory is something which you should abolish from your mind. It should not affect your future. And then other people's behavior, see, more often than not we are influenced by other people's behavior. Our attitude will change with how people will behave with us. For example, if you are along with complainers, or if you are along with gossipers or walking wounded people, backstabbers, people like this, you will always feel low about yourself. So these are certain things which can affect your attitude. But in spite of all of this, there is only one thing which can help you to build it in a better way. That is your thinking. So changes happen personally from the inside out. So the menu is in your hand. We all have the choices on our life's menu card every single day. One is energetic, caring, vital, or creative. Or on the same day, you can choose angry, cynical, or bitter, or disinterested. So whatever you choose, the menu that you what you choose is what will be served on your table, right? So how to change your attitude? Just by changing the choices of your day. We must learn how to balance our attitude with the factors that determine it. You should always accept the right position, be social, communicate, and take responsibility. So when you do all this, definitely changes will come from absorbing logically in every situation.
Right. And
Okay.
even, right, please. Please, sorry to interrupt. Please continue, ma'am.
Yes. So one thing that can help you change your thinking is self-talk. Self-talk is very important. I do this every single day. I wake up, I just see into the mirror. I say, wow, Clara, you're absolutely beautiful today. What are you going to do? I'm sure you're going to rock that day. You're a superstar. Tell it to yourself. Yes, this is going to be a wonderful day. The moment you start talking to yourself, so what you feed goes into yourself. So if you eat vegetables, you become more nutritious and you become more healthy. If you eat more junk, your health is going to become very adverse. Likewise, what you feed to your mind will also affect the output. So manage your self-talk with positivity. You can say, this is going to be a great day. Or on the other hand, you can say, this is going to be a crappy day. No, I don't like. And your day is going to be so. So this is one of the best way to change your thinking, self-talk. Okay. The first step is self-talk. And then tips to build positive attitude. So read positive and inspiring books. Today I have spoken so much about positivity, personal branding. I'm pretty sure you'll all be inspired and will be motivated for the day. What about tomorrow? It slowly drains. Yes, it definitely will. But how to overcome that? What do you do if you want to be hygienic every day?
We daily we had a bath.
Okay, so we bathe every day or we take a shower.
Yeah.
Likewise, if you want yourself to be highly motivated and if you want to be filled with positivity, you have to take doses of inspiration every single day.
Yes.
That's it. Read positive and inspiring books, books that serve to encourage and inspire and teach. Or if you're not a good reader, you're not really interested in reading, you can go listen to podcasts or CDs. Listen to motivating podcasts while you clean your house or exercise, while you're on a flight, and you wake up early. Waking up early is very great thing to do, because when you wake up early, it allows you to get a head start on the day. And exercise is useful to combat your depression and to improve your overall positive attitude. And have a plan. So having a weekly plan will allow you to match your long-term goals to your weekly accomplishments. And most importantly, accept failures. I understand we should all have a plan, but understand that things won't follow like you have planned always. The only person who rises up is the one who accepts failure. So accept it and be thankful about what you have, who you are, and what life is like. And surround people like them. Surround yourself with positive people, and so that you will be more positive. These are the certain tips to build positive attitude. So if you have been exhibiting a negative attitude and expecting failure and difficulties, it's now the time to change the way you think. And it's time to get rid of negative thoughts and behavior and lead a happy and successful life. So why not start today, people? Why don't we start it today? If you have tried and failed, it only means that you have not tried enough, right? So remember, developing a positive attitude will lead you to happiness and success. Choose your attitude and change your life. Always sit and walk with your back straight, and this will strengthen your confidence and inner strength.
Wow. Thank you. And to this, what you have just told, we even have one question, same question, but you have already answered that. Somebody has asked that how to build positive confidence, like positive attitude, and you have just answered that. So I hope that the viewer have got their answer to the question, and we can move forward from here, Clara ma'am.
Yes. And if for the question that one of our viewer asked, I would suggest you one more tip. Okay,
Right.
if you want to build your positivity, one element that is more important along with the self-talk is visualization. Before
Okay.
planning,
Okay.
you visualize clearly that it has a successful outcome. I have experienced this. If you visualize with concentration faith, you will be amazed at the results. I, as a student, when I was in my college, we had this soft skill training and placement trainings. I met my mentor there, and she called. She told, "I need one volunteer who can be here on the stage for the entire day." I was someone who always wanted to, take all the opportunities. So I ran towards the stage. She asked me, "So daring is it?" I said, "Yes, ma'am." I stood there for hours together. She didn't ask anything. I was very embarrassed. But down the lane, I do not know, the fire that she ignited in me made me feel that I want to be a trainer someday. I didn't know the meaning of it. I didn't know what they are for. I didn't know anything when I was in my degree. I didn't know anything about it. I didn't even know that this was a professional career where we have a lot of things, and this was something which is really magical. But I came back home. I was in I was in my room. I stood in front of the mirror. I said, "Happy morning, guys. Happy morning, students." And you should see, there was nobody around me. There was not even a, ant. Nobody. I visualized myself. I started talking in front of the mirror. I imagined myself as a trainer who walked down the lane and starts speaking to people and who absorbs the negativity among the people and surround people with light. I imagine myself and visualize myself like that even before becoming a trainer. Down the lane in 6 months,
Uh,
got a call from my placement center telling that this particular mentor wanted to meet me. So the
okay.
visualization that I had come into reality. So that's the magic. Visualization is the key.
Yeah. Clara ma'am, I don't want to interrupt you in between when you are talking, but I just want to say that we have lost your video. So you are not visible to us. If you can check.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Right, no problem. And even with this, we have one question also when you are talking about self-talking. So somebody is writing that, is it normal for adults to self-talk like children's between 5 to 10? So is it normal for an adult to be childlike when they are self-talking? That can be in another form of this question.
Yes, some of them are like that. Some of them talk like, but I didn't actually understand the question.
So
Like,
basically, they want to ask that uh, many times we have seen that children are much more confident and relaxed and never bothering about their surroundings when they are talking to themselves or to others. But when we grown up as an adult, we are always conscious and always like, even when we are self-talking, we are behaving in a certain manner. So, but for an adult, is it good? Is it normal to talk like child? Many times we heard somebody saying, what are you doing? How are you behaving? You are just doing like a childish activity. What is this? Is this normal? Should we do that to get some kind of a relaxation or a kind of a positivity in ourselves?
okay, see, if that factor is helping you build your confidence, then there's nothing wrong in it. Why
Hmm.
I'm telling you this is because that is the age where we are not concerned about anything. We are fully focused on what we want without any fears. We are aiming high. When we look at an aeroplane, Peter, I want to fly in that aeroplane someday. I'm going to be the pilot. We
Hmm.
never knew the difficulties in it. We were always aspired of greater things. So it's fine if you're talking like that. If it is boosting up your confidence and positivity, there is nothing wrong.
Right. And even I think it's good to have a child in you always.
Yes, the idea of me, the greatest ambition that I have in myself is to die as old as possible with a young mind. So that's very important.
So I have another question. Can we move on to questions now, ma'am, or you want to tell something more to us?
So we move on to the questions.
Right. So first of all, thank you very much, ma'am, with the conviction and the energy with which you are telling us everything. And we just want to listen to you more and more and more. But the first question that I want to ask you is, do personal branding need certification? Certification as in, like you told, you have to make your own brand. So I know I have my own personal brand. I know it. But do I need to have a certify this from anybody else?
No. See, the moment I say Chaitra or the moment I say Clara, the image that the other person gets in their mind will be your brand. If they think, okay, the moment I say Clara, okay, she is a weak person with a very low mind, low esteem mind. So that's the brand that I've created. Or if they say, yes, she's filled with positivity and she's a born leader, that's the brand I have created. It doesn't require until and unless you are going to build your own brand, with products, doesn't require a certification. Instead, you have to build an image in the mind of the people.
But then, Clara ma'am, there's another question to this. Many times we have seen that a person is something else from inside. Let's say I talk about me. Well, I'm a very humble person. I'm a very introvert person. But then it can happen that somebody else consider me in another manner, that she doesn't talk much, so that means she is very kind of a person who is not very friendly or very harsh. at some time. So they also have made some kind of an image about me, which is not true. So what we have to do in that case?
You know the truth. So you know what you are. So do not have to worry about the opinions that people have on you. But make sure you always present the real and true self, irrespective of the people's opinion. Make sure you always present yourself in a genuine manner. That's most important, because the ones who can notice that will definitely notice. Do not worry about the people who imagine and create their own image of yours. Forget about it. Until and unless you don't give them a chance to do that, it's okay. But you're presenting it in the right manner. They do not worry about the people.
Right. So thank you so much. Can we move on to the next question? The next question is about, you have told about know what you want. You, in your talk, you have told that we should know what you want. So I have seen that in today's youth, the biggest problem is that they don't know what they want. So in that case, if you are addressing to youth, what one thing you want to tell to begin with to know what they want? How to know?
Okay. I would say that's the most scariest thing.
Right.
If you do not know where you're going, you will reach the destination where you never wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
Getting the seriousness of it? If you do not know which road you're taking, you'll end up in a destination where you never wanted. So always know what you want, where you're going, and though you do not know about, yes, I understand you will not be able to know about the future, but at least know that you are in the right track. That's more important. It is very hard for the youngsters to set a goal at a young age where things always keep fluctuating. Yes, very true. But that is the reason SWOT analysis comes in. You know, I think you all know about SWOT analysis, right? So it is an analysis which helps you to find your strength, your weaknesses, the opportunities, and the threats of anything that you want to be. So perform an analysis before doing anything. You just write the purpose or the subject as a heading. And based on that purpose and subject, you can pin down the strength and weaknesses that you have in yourself, and what are the opportunities in the community, and what are the threats that you have in the environment to become that person. Always have one thing in your mind, I would say, as an youngster. First, imagine, think of where you are today, and down the lane in other 5 or 10 years, where you want to see yourself. And that's where you want to go. If you do not know where you want to go, think of where you are today and think of where you want to be in the next 10 or 5 years. And the position where you want to be will take you to the track that you have to go in.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
I hope it helped. I hope my answer really helped the question.
Yes, ma'am. To a certain extent, the person who has asked it, he or she definitely have got the answer. My next question to you is, many times when we develop confidence, it goes towards overconfidence, and then when we start talking, so we keep on talking everywhere. We want to give our suggestions to everyone, whether they want or whether they don't want. So what do you want to tell to the audience, where to talk and where not to talk, and how much to talk?
Okay. You will know the moment, like, you know, when you talk, over talk will definitely not help you in gaining people's attention, because there is a great saying where people say, stop explaining or stop talking before the reader sleeps or nods off. So you should know where to stop, because when you the one thing that you should keep in your mind when you're talking is observe your listener. Observing listener is very important. So when you're observing a listener, they will give non-verbally, okay, not verbally. They might be telling yes, they might be telling wow, they might be telling anything, but their actions, their eyes will speak a lot than their words. The non-verbal communications that they are giving you will tell you if they are interested in your talk or if they are feeling disinterested. So the moment you understand that, it comes with practice. You have to observe the person whom you're talking to, and based on the non-verbal actions, I mean non-verbal communication that they are giving to you, you can accordingly choose if you have to extend your talk or if you have to stop it then and there.
Right. And on a lighter part, many times, even after understanding that, some people don't stop. That is just on the lighter side. Okay, so next, another question somebody has asked, ma'am, but that he has written it in a very simple manner. So I request you to understand it and please answer it, that how to handle a situation. He has written just this only. So a situation can be a bad situation, or an awkward situation, or any situation. So we can answer the question.
How to handle a situation. Any situation, whether good or bad, your mind knows how to react. I'm not talking about your external mind. There is one more internal mind, I call it as, okay. So your mind knows how to react. So when you in any situation, the choice, that is what I was talking about, I spoke about attitude, right? Your mind knows how to react. And before reacting to any situations, one thing that you should think of is the consequences. Whether it is a good or bad situation, before reacting to the situations, think about the consequences that you're going to face on your reactions. For example, I have a fight with my one of the family member. I can either shout back, I can get along with the fight, or I can just ignore it and start walking and give them some space to understand the mistake.
Right.
But if I choose to be angry and if I choose to fight back, I have to be ready to face the consequences. It might be like ending up the relationship. Or if I choose to stay quiet, give them some space, there are chances where people will understand their mistakes and they'll retrieve back. So you should always think about the consequences before reacting to anything. That's how you easily handle the situations.
Right. Thank you. Thank you for the answer, ma'am. Another question. Somebody is writing that many times it happens that we listen to everything and we understand at that particular time, but when actual implementation time comes, we fail to implement that. The being positive in the situation. So,
okay. Yes, that's what I told you. You will be positive for a day. The day you listen to some positivity contents, or the day you listen to some motivational speeches or anything. One thing that always will keep you positive is a factor, a motivating factor. For me, a motivating factor is happiness. I always think I want to be happy, but I am not always running behind finding happiness, but I'm happy for what I have today. So embracing yourself, embracing the situations will make you feel more calmer and positive. That's important. So that will make you more calmer and positive. Apart from this, you can also listen to some podcast or some music that can help you to remain calm and positive. That can help in the situations.
Gee, gee. And even music plays a very important part when we talk about being positive and having a positive mental setup. So do you agree with that, ma'am? Music?
Music, yes, absolutely. Because each one of us have our own the way of soothing our mind. So for most of us, definitely music will help.
Yeah. And one last question for this webinar. Though you have already answered everything in a very clarifying manner, but the question is such this webinar is based on this question, but still because somebody has written and I don't want to miss that one. So I am just saying this question. How to have your own personal brand. So this entire webinar is on to that. But still, I would like to tell you, ma'am, if you can just summarize few points so that this person can also understand. And I would like to tell the person who has asked this that please go through the entire thing once again. And ma'am is giving summarized few points onto that.
Okay, I'll tell it in 2 lines because
Right.
I don't want to complicate and confuse the persons who have already understood it. Okay,
Ji,
so
sure.
in order to build a personal brand, first thing is you have to choose some values for yourself, and the values that you choose should be cultivated in you. You put it in your mind, put it in your heart, and you follow those values with integrity. Okay, you follow those values that you have. It can be loyalty, commitment, or punctuality, anything. You follow those particular values which you have chosen in with integrity, irrespective of whether people are watching you or not. You follow it, and when you do it with integrity, automatically you build you build certain values for yourself, and the values that you have already built in yourself will build an image for you. This is all. Have certain set of values which you strictly and with mindfully follow it all the time, and that will set you apart from the crowd, and you will be seen as a special person with a special set of value, and that will help you to create your practice.
Right. So value, integrity, and I will add to that, you should have that energy that Clara ma'am is giving to us. Thank you so much, ma'am. The session that you have presented to us today, each and every word that you have told us is worth listening to and imbibing through it. So we are very fortunate that you have presented these things to us today, and it will be definitely going to help each and everyone, irrespective of gender, irrespective of age. So we are really intended to you for this. And once again, thank you for coming on our platform, and we wish you all the best in your life and your future endeavors.
Thank you, Sitra. And I'm really glad to be a part of this webinar. And I hope that it will really help and influence a lot of youngsters and women, especially because I love seeing women's, who are already empowered, but still I love seeing women's rock. And apart from that, I also, I'm also happy to be here and talk about my favorite topics, that is positive attitude and personal branding, which I rely upon for my life. Thank you, Sitra. It was really nice being here.
Yeah, thank you. And I want to say to every viewer, those who are watching us, a very good evening, good morning, good afternoon from wherever part of the world you're watching us. Stay blessed, stay happy, and just listen to what Clara ma'am have just told us in the manner to be positive, to be happy and energetic lifelong. Thank you so much.